one of the things I've got in trouble for saying, which is true anyways, is that you don't grow up till you have kids. And people who don't have kids, who think they're growing up, take exception to that. And I can understand why, but I don't really care, because you're not mature until someone matters more than you do. And that, unless there's something wrong with you, like seriously wrong, and that happens to people, if you have kids, that will happen to you. You know, and you might say you could be committed to something else with equal intensity. It's like, yeah, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. You know, there might be one person in 1,000 who's capable of taking on a burden that's equivalent, let's say, to care for a child in some other form, care for an ailing relative, for example, or a sibling, or maybe even sacrificial love for a husband or a wife. Very rare. Very rare.
What maturity does that give you to have children?
He got married recently,
Yeah.
so he's, thinking about the idea of it.
Well, you're responsible. They're obviously fragile in a very fundamental way, and that's your problem. So you better have your eyes open. And there's lots of ways you can foul up. And the thing about kids, they're perfect. And you can really muck that up. Now, you can also encourage their development and facilitate the maintenance of that sort of paradisal quality of being. You want to do that within the confines of your house. And that's great. Like my experience with children was they certainly, I like children. I used to work in daycares when I was like 18. I really liked little kids. And so I never felt my kids to be a burden. When I was working as a professor at Harvard, I basically stripped my life down to work and my family. That was it. There was nothing else. And that was fine. I loved my work, and so that was fine. But my family was a very good break from my work and very rewarding. Most of the time, if I had my choice, I'd rather hang around with my kids. That's been the case my whole life. It's still the case now. They're unbelievably rewarding. So the thing about kids, this is something that's very useful to know. The relationship you have with your child will be the only relationship you ever have in your life that starts with the following presumption. There's nothing that child wants more than to have the best possible relationship with you. They 100% want that. That's right on the table for you. Now people find that daunting and they're afraid of it, and no wonder, but it's an unbelievably high quality relationship.
How does it bring you maturity, though?
Because you're contending with their fragility, there's errors the consequence of your errors are radically multiplied.
Okay.
Right. And it's not just you that's on the hook for your stupidity. It's your kids, and they're not responsible for your stupidity. You might be, but, so if you conduct yourself in a manner that makes them suffer, well, then you're contributing to the suffering of the innocent, that's for sure. And so, you become aware of that.